everyone. I am going to read a book today. We can look at the title of our book. It's called the All-Together Quilt. And we can see the author is Lizzie Rockwell. That is who wrote the story. So before we start, let's look at the cover and make a prediction about what the book will be about. What do you think? Let's find out. Okay, I'm going to read the words on our page. The words are right here. Jennifer and her friends meet on Fridays at the community center. They are making a quilt. Everyone works together. So Jennifer is our character. She goes to the community center. And right now they're working on a project. They are going to make a quilt. A quilt is another word for a blanket. First, Jennifer picks a fabric from the dark colors. Fran picks a fabric from the light colors. They are picking different fabrics for their quilt. Jennifer traces a shape on the dark fabric. Then she traces a shape on the light fabric. Fran cuts out the two shapes. There we can see Jennifer is tracing a shape. What shape is this? I see that it has 1, 2, 3 sides. She is cutting her quilt into a triangle. A triangle has 3 sides. Jennifer pins them together. Fran sews them together. They are making their quilt, and they had to put the pieces together. Richard and Maurice work together. They trace and cut and pin and sew. Look, 2 triangles together make 1 square. 2 rectangles together make 1 square. So there are different ways that we can make the same shape. You can make a square using 2 triangles. You can make a square using 2 rectangles. Fran and Jennifer, Richard and Maurice, Santa and Melissa, Anna Mae and Trinity, Maria and Jocelyn, Natalie and Viola, Angela and Betty, Ernestine and Jack. These are all the people that are making the quilt. You can see their quilts all look different. Together in pairs, they make 8 squares. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 squares for their quilt. Except for Nika. Nika works on 1 blue square. She uses special pens and paints and brushes. So her square looks different. Let's make a prediction. Where do you think they will put her different square? Let's find out if we're right. Next, they arrange the squares. They turn them and move them this way and that. There are so many combinations. The last one they try is their favorite. Let's see. There are different ways that they can move their quilt. So they tried all the different ways, and then they picked the one that they liked. Which one do you like? I think I like this one in the middle because it almost has like an arrow shape on it. I think that's pretty cool. This quilt will have a border around 4 sides. Jocelyn measures and Anna May cuts 4 white rectangles. The pieces look plain, but not for long. Okay, so look, we can see they cut 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles for their quilt. That's another step to make their quilt. Anna helps Jennifer cover the palm of her hand with paint. Jennifer presses her hand onto the fabric. Friends are invited to make handprints too. They are putting their hands on the fabric. They're making handprints. Now all the pieces are ready. Labels show which piece goes where. They pin and sew and iron all the pieces together. Soon the patchwork is complete. So here's their plan. Now they are putting all the pieces together. Another step to make their quilt. Now it is time to layer the quilt. It says they have 3 steps. They have the patchwork on top, the soft fuzzy batting in the middle, and their backing fabric on the bottom. The layers are held in place with basting stitches. The quilt is attached to wooden rods. It's rolled tight and stretched across sawhorses. That is a tool that they need to make their quilt. At the frame, Anna learns to stitch. She pokes the needle down from the top and back up from below. It is hard to find the right spot. She practices and learns. She is doing something new. It is something different that she hasn't done before. It takes a long time to quilt the quilt. Everybody lends a hand. On many, many Fridays, they sit and stitch and talk together. They are all helping to make the quilt. They are all working together. Finally, the last stitch is stitched. The quilt is taken off the frame. It is trimmed into a neat square. Dot sews on a purple binding to close the edges. Many hands have worked together to make this beautiful quilt, but who will have it now that it is done? Here's our quilt. It is finished. They worked so hard. But who do you think will get the quilt? Everyone will have it. It hangs in the library for all to see. It's the quilt that Jennifer and her friends made all together. They decided to keep the quilt in the library, and then everyone can come and look at it. That's fun. They get to share. Our book is finished. Thank you for reading with me today. Bye.